Hey there! Today we're going to play detective and investigate something that we all create every single day, whether we realize it or not, our digital footprint. You can think of it as the permanent story of you, a story that gets written one click at a time. So let's just jump right in with a big question. I want you to seriously think about this for a second. If someone only knew you from what you do online, what story would that tell them? Who would they think you are? To figure that out, we have to start at the scene of the crime, so to speak, and that's the online world itself. This digital space where every single thing you do, every action, leaves behind a trail. That's right. For today, you're the investigator. Your job is to follow those clues and piece together the story your own data is telling about you. So, what is this evidence we're talking about? What are we actually looking for? Well, it all comes down to following the footprints. And here it is, our main piece of evidence, your digital footprint. It's just the trail of data you create anytime you use the internet. But here's the crucial part. These aren't just random little bits of info floating around. When you put them all together, these footprints create a real, permanent story about you. To see just how this works, let's look at the life of just one single post. It starts so small, right? You share a photo, it seems pretty harmless. But within an hour, people have already seen it, saved it, maybe even shared it. By the next day, it can be found and indexed by search engines. A year from now, it's still sitting on a server somewhere, even if you've long since hit delete. And from there on out, well, it's a permanent part of your story, forever. Okay, so we get it. The footprint is a permanent trail. But what's it actually made of? Let's look at how all these different pieces, every little clue, come together to build your online identity. It's honestly kind of wild when you see it all laid out. The number of clues we leave is just staggering. And it's not just the big stuff like a major post. We're talking about every single click, every single thing you share, every account you sign up for, every photo, every comment. They're all little puzzle pieces. And this is really why it all matters so much. See, on their own, one little click or comment might not seem like a big deal. But when someone, say a future boss or a college admissions team or even just a new friend, starts putting all those pieces together, they build a pretty detailed picture of who you are and what you're all about. Which brings us to probably the most important finding in our entire investigation. We've touched on it, but we need to look at it straight on. This evidence is permanent. And we really need to understand why clicking delete does not mean something is actually gone. It really is as simple and as powerful as this. Think about posting a photo. Once it's online, it's out there forever. The second you put something out there, you basically lose control of it. You can't control where it goes or who ends up seeing it. Yep, this is the big takeaway. For all intents and purposes, you have to operate as if the delete button is just an illusion. It's a myth. It might make something disappear from your screen, sure, but it doesn't erase it from the internet. And why is that? Well, because in that little window of time it was public, anyone could have screenshotted it, saved it, or shared it. It could be backed up on a server halfway across the world. Once it's out there, it's just out there. Okay, so the evidence is everywhere and it's permanent. I know, that can feel a little heavy, maybe even a bit scary, but this is the moment we pivot. Our investigation is done, and now we get to talk about what you do next. It's time to shift from being an investigator to being the author. So here it is, the official verdict from our investigation. The story of you is being written right this very second with every single click, post, and share. Think of it like a live biography that's constantly being updated. But here's the really cool part, the empowering part. This isn't a story that's just happening to you. Nope. You're the one holding the pen. You have all the power to decide what that story says. You get to be the author. So how do you write a story you can be proud of? It's actually pretty simple. It just comes down to 2 steps. First, just pause before you post. Just take 1 second to be intentional. Ask yourself, is this something I want attached to my name forever? And second, actively curate your story. Really think about what you want your online presence to say about you and then make choices that actually reflect that. And that leads us to our final question, the one I'm going to leave you with. Now that we know our digital story is permanent and that we are the ones writing it, why is it so incredibly important to think about what we put online before we actually do it? Thanks for tuning in.